Hi.
Hi there. What's going on with you today?
What do you think?
Do you have something stuck in your throat? Oh, you have lockjaw.
I have.
What was that?
I have.
You have Lola? Hello, and welcome to Hardly Working, the show about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kellie.
And I'm SP.
What's
and this
that?
week,
Tapping.
This week, it's never been more true. We've worked, we've played, we've stayed together, literally in Santa Barbara, California. We're doing it all, and we're doing it in style. By the way, thank you if you've been hanging out with us, not just on the show, but on our TikTok. Thank you so much. Our one of our videos just hit 10 million views.
Woo woo.
We just hit 13,000 followers on TikTok at the same time. So if you're not already there, go check it out at It's Hardly Working. Oh, I have to say something. I am sorry. So little story. Someone hit me up on Instagram, same handle at It's Hardly Working, and they're like, "Did you know you can't like send messages to you on TikTok?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And I was looking before, I was like, why are all these people just sending waving emojis on TikTok?
That's how they're messaging.
There's like 80 people just sending a wave. I was like, why are they doing that? And apparently, I didn't know you can send up to like 3 messages to someone if they don't follow you back.
Yeah.
And so I've been telling everybody, like, if you want to send in a story, just hit us up on TikTok. And there's all these people waving. And on Instagram, you can do it, but you can't do it on TikTok unless we're following them back. So
They could send us if there's up to 3.
Send it on Instagram. I don't know. I'm just saying, look, I'm an old man and I'm still learning all of the things on all of the socials. So if I sent you to TikTok to send us stories and stuff and I missed it or you couldn't do it, that's on me. And I'm so sorry.
I check all the messages. If you send something other than a wave, I'll know.
Oh, she'll know all right.
But a wave, I don't know what that means other than, hey. And I'm like, hi.
And you're like, hey. And then we're like, no. Because I don't think we've ever responded to a message
There's
on
like
TikTok.
a ton. So I can't.
There are a ton.
I can't respond to everybody.
That's right.
But be like, I have a story. And I'll be like, friend
Done.
you.
Done. We've got tons of stories this week, as always. We've got a new edition of That Happened Today? I think that's what we called it. Oh, are you getting sad?
I am. We just have, yeah.
Do you want to get it out now so we don't have to do it in the actual segment?
Yeah, because today, the day that this comes out,
The day it drops.
is September 11th, 9/11.
That's
And
true.
so we all know.
It's a great week to basically start a reoccurring segment.
Yeah, we all know what happened on 9/11. And
Yeah.
it was tragic and sad.
Yep.
This show is not about
Tragedy and
tragic and
sadness.
sad. However, I will say, I don't know what I'll say. I was like, take a moment. Just recognize that it was a big thing and a big deal and a sad thing and
Yes.
something that we all live. Well, most of us live through. If you're younger, you didn't live through it, but it's a sad thing.
It is, but that's not what we're focusing on, but did want to acknowledge it. So when we get to That Happened Today and we don't talk about it, that's why. And because there's much more fun things to remember. But before we even get into it, how the heck was your week? And if the answer is anything other than jam-packed and stressful, I will be shocked.
Well, great. Glad that you asked. It was jam-packed and stressful. Oh my gosh. It was a week. It's been a crazy September, which we know.
We're only 9-10 days in.
Sure. And I've already had 4 gigs, if you want to count this one as 2 separate ones, because it was 2 separate days.
Well, technically, it was like 3. You had 3 different activations.
So it's been a lot.
It
I'm
was a long
tired.
day.
We were up till 1 a.m. with this event this last weekend. So it was good. It was tiring. It was in Montecito at a place called Estates, which they only do like 10 events a year. And so it was really cool to see and be there. We met some really nice people, some really drunk people, and we had a blast.
Yeah, let me paint a more accurate word picture.
Sure.
Rather than just feelings. This was the biggest freaking estate I've ever been on.
Yeah,
it was gigantic. We started the
They have
first
golf
one.
carts to get around.
The first gig was in a helicopter hangar that's on the property next to the polo field. Now, when I say
stables.
polo field, imagine a football stadium with no arena seating and no like field goal posts or, lines on the grass. It's like that big, probably bigger than a football field. Just huge in Santa Barbara. I was like, who has this much land in Southern California?
They do.
Period. And then we went over to the house the next day for the actual event.
Which overlooks the polo field.
Overlooks the polo field, overlooks the water, like in Santa Barbara, the ocean, everything.
They have a pickleball field and like a volleyball field.
Mm-hmm. They have
Or
chimps.
I guess pickleball would be the same as that, and a bocce.
Bocce ball?
Bocce ball.
They've got chimps. They've got camels.
No.
I may be mixing up this week's episode of Chimp Crazy.
Yeah, they have 3 German Shepherds.
Close enough.
And they have stables for horses and different things like that. It is a huge estate, though. It's very, very large.
Yeah, it was sprawling. And the highlights are, the first thing, on the second night, we had to park like in the place where vendors park, which was kind of like a dirt lot.
A highlight or a low light?
So at like 1:30 in the morning, I go to get the car. I kid you not. The car is covered in hundreds, would you say maybe thousands?
I don't know. I didn't see it. You drove
ants.
and a lot of them went away.
Thousands of ants. They had crawled all over the car. And our car's white too, so you can see it. It was everywhere. You know, like when you walk into your kitchen and there's just like a thick line of ants. It's like an inch wide and goes on for days, and you're like, oh, well, this is the battle I have to fight today. That was us. Not only were they on the car, but they had gotten in the car. And it wasn't until I drove the car and Kelly came to load the car with me that we were looking with our flashlight on my phone.
There's a freaking spider on your handle where you like open the door.
I couldn't even see it. I could have died.
I don't know what type of spider it was, but it's dead now.
It's a dead spider now.
But
that was
crazy.
the one highlight. The other highlight was our drunk friend. Yep.
Who tried to hire me on the spot
It
for
was a
an
little
event
awkward.
a month away
Yeah.
in Virginia for his friends that were there. And he brought them over and he was like, this is my wedding gift for you.
Yep.
And we were like, a photo? Like, that's cool. And
Yeah, we were
I was
both
like,
like,
oh, no,
what? Oh.
the booth. You want to rent the booth. And I was like, oh. It's very generous.
Yeah.
And very kind. And of course, I wouldn't say no. But also, I was like, Quinn, I think their wedding is a month away. I think they probably have a photo. I think
wasn't
they're
having it,
probably
though.
set.
He was so nice, but he was not taking no for an answer.
He was very
I mean, we've all been in weird situations where we're like, oh, we're talking or talking about or asking about something in front of the person that makes it awkward to have this conversation in front of. That's exactly what happened.
And it was totally fine. He was so nice. I think you guys exchanged information.
Possibly.
Maybe he'll reach out. Who knows? But
He almost grabbed your boob.
that too. He was very wasted. And he went to like hug me from like the side, but went
From
too
behind.
far.
It was like side behind.
Yeah, but kind of went too far because, well, he was a little wasted and I was doing things. And so he like got a lot of side boob. And then I turned out of it and then SP came in and it was great.
I was like, hands off my wife.
He was fine. He was really nice. We actually met a lot of nice people at this wedding, which is always nice when you work an event and the people are nice, which is 2 in a row now.
Yeah. Some good times.
Let's hope for the same next weekend. Got 2 events coming up. And then this was cool too because every now and then you run into past clients and that's always kind of fun. And Eric Winter was there and I did his wife's 50th birthday.
Now, I didn't know who that was.
I know Eric Winter is from The Rookie.
Oh, the television program.
TV program, The Rookie, and some other things too. But he just came out with a new rum, I guess, and so he was there to make drinks and talk about his rum because I think he maybe knew the couple. I don't really know, but I did get to see him. I did Rosalind's, his wife's, who's also an actress, birthday party a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think it was like a year and a half ago, something like that.
The big one. Yeah.
It was your big one.
Big 50th. So
It was good times, and that's kind
fun.
of it was quite a weekend. We are very, very
I'm
tired.
so tired. So my energy level, I'm gonna try to keep it up.
Well, let's jump in. I mentioned it earlier. If they're just listening, no one knows that you're awkwardly sitting there with your thumbs up in the air.
Yeah, but also my double jointed thumbs up in the air.
Oh, yeah, I learned some stuff about my joints. I'll talk about that later. We're just learning so much. We're learning so much. My mouth is still hurting from all the shots I got in it on Thursday. Why we chose to do more dental work the day before we left for 3 days worth of gigs, I don't know. But
Well, not we.
just me. That's a story for another time because today, when this drops, is September 11th, 2024, which means it's time for That Happened Today.
Thanks, September 11th.
It doesn't quite have the ring of Thanks September 4th.
I know.
Let's just call it the 4th.
I'm having.
How about September?
I'm having a hard time because of what the day is.
Uh-huh.
It was a thing I tell you is that my mom and dad watched a show called 911.
Yeah.
Which is like a TV show you watch, but they always refer to it as 9/11. And I'm like, whoa.
Not the same
What
thing.
is it? Because they mean very different things. And unless Kiefer Sutherland is coming back to do a 24 version of 9/11, I don't think that's a show people are going to have. It's 911. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I agree. Because that's what you dial for the police. And I think it's about the police, the show, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch very little TV except boop, boopity, boop, 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 boopity, boop, boop, updates on things we have been watching before we get into this segment about the day, where you can get sad about the other stuff. Updates on our documentaries and docuseries. We've had highs, lows, heartbreaks, and laughter. First thing I want to say, I was so bummed out.
Because you were so excited.
I was so excited. September 6th, they released a documentary that we had been looking forward to for days. No, maybe even a whole week we've been looking forward to it.
What we thought was a documentary about the secret lives of Mormon wives. It is not a documentary.
Not
it is
at
just
all.
like the Kardashians. It's a reality TV show.
It was so dumb.
It's not what we wanted.
I didn't even make it through the whole episode.
No, I did.
I got halfway through, and do you remember what I said to you?
No, but you were like, you can keep watching.
I said, I literally cannot watch another second of this woman. It was such a letdown. I wanted the tea. I wanted to hear it, but I wanted it to be given to me in a great docuseries way. But this is just a reality show. Like you said, like the Kardashians or like the Real Housewives or whatever. And if you're into that, you're probably going to be into this. This was not what I was hoping for. And I was so bummed. And I don't like to talk about the things that I don't like, but that's not really what I mean. I don't mean to say that I don't like this. It just wasn't what I wanted. I was looking for a docuseries. They gave me a reality show. And it's probably great for what it is. It's just not for me. And I'm really bummed because not only were we excited about it, my therapist and I were excited about it.
Yeah, not anymore.
No. She
might be.
I have to see. I'll be like, what'd you think? And if she's like, I loved it, I'll be like, I need to find a new therapist. But if she's like, I was let down, I was like, girl, you always got me. But that was an update there. I'm not going to talk about this one too much, but we finished Chimp Crazy.
We did.
I think we only had watched the first 2 episodes by the time we...
3.
But by the time we shot the last episode,
but now we've watched them all. Oh, well, yeah. Well, there's only 4. Now you know. If you didn't know, now you know.
So if you stuck around at the end of the episode last week, you heard us talk about a non-spoiler free version of what had happened. If you're interested in that, we're not going to dig into it. No. But I'm going to say this. If you liked what you heard, it is more of the same in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, so enjoy it. Watch it.
It's pretty crazy. I would say, I told you this last night. I was like, this is just slightly past what I'm comfortable with watching.
Yeah.
But I can make it through, and we did. And I think for me, it was worth it. I was like, this was Tiger good. King on steroids.
Yeah.
It was,
and we were like, what's the next one?
I know.
Eric Good, what are you doing next?
It's probably going to be at least 5 years or something.
I know, because you got to follow along. You got to find them. You got to infiltrate. You got to follow along.
Yeah, because he was shooting Tiger King before COVID. It came out during the 2020. So
maybe he's already started. You don't know.
It's possible. That'd be a good idea. Get it? There was one other one that we started watching.
Mastermind.
Yes. Shout out to
Dr. Ann Burgess.
Burgess. Shout out to maybe one of the most impressive people I know. I was going to say women, but that downgrades it. One of the most impressive people, and also happens to be a woman.
Yeah, we still have 2 more, 2 more out of the 3 that are up. I don't know if there's more episodes left because it's an episodic documentary. It's a documentary series.
Yeah, and trigger warnings a little bit right here about what it's about, just so you're aware. But it's a woman in the 70s, Anne, who is
Dr. Ann.
Dr. Ann, one of the first people to be brought in to the FBI to start profiling serial killers and R-word people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like Ted Bundy and
John Wayne Gacy,
Ed
Rissell. Ed. I don't remember.
But like, if you can think of kind of like that realm of people, but the first kind of person to come in and profile them and to write books about sexual assault.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or
so
SA, as
like
we call it.
we were there and we were like, man, this girl is like a badass girl who like really changed the way that we look and profile like serial killers for sure.
To hopefully stop them before.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to see the rest of it.
Yeah. I think there's 2 left.
There's 2 left. I'm really excited for the rest of it. But like the whole time I was like, man, she's so cool.
Yeah.
Like without her, we wouldn't be as far along as we are. Like how cool.
So really cool. So
and really was someone who helped to destigmatize sexual assault, taking the blame off of women and helped him put it back on the man. And I think that's like a huge deal. So.
Yeah, because those assault cases, you may or may not know this. If you're listening, I know you know it because we watched it. But usually if someone was like, hey, I was sexually assaulted. Yeah, they were like, okay. And they just kind of like the police would just put it in a file somewhere else. They were like, they would say like they probably deserved it or
dressed a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. It was all of that stuff. Different time for sure. Although some states are still in that time. But she was the first one to be like, no, these are real crimes. They need to be prosecuted. And she was able to talk to the victims to try to get, sketches of the person, details about the person so there could be justice. And the women, felt like they trusted her enough that they could do that. Yeah, exactly. And so it did really change the prism of which we looked at this to go to like, no, this is a crime. It really is a crime. It needs to be pursued. Yeah. So anyway, all that to say, Mastermind and Chimp Crazy, go check it out. Those are good. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It's a pass for me.
Unless you like reality TV shows.
It's a pass for me, dog. Although it felt whatever. We've said enough about it. But if you like those type,
there's a world where I could get into it, but this isn't the world right now.
Here's my thing. I really struggle with the plight of the rich and famous. Like, oh, you've got problems, but you've got $1 bazillion, and all of your problems are problems that you caused and expect us to fix, and you're mad that they exist and that we're talking about it, even though you did it to yourself. Like this one person in the Mormon Wives thing, she's like, I don't know why people are talking about the thing that I went on TikTok Live and told the whole world about, and it wasn't just my story, but it was the secret story of like a couple other couples, and I outed all of them, and I just don't understand why people would be mad. Stop doing this to me. It's like you caused your own problems. You did the thing. You told everybody, you blew up everybody's lives, and now you're crying because we're talking about it. I can't do that stuff. It drives me nuts.
I know it does. You triggered me when you, like in a good way, when you said the plight of the rich and famous. And I was going to say, why didn't we start with this? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Can I tell 2 stories? Well, kind of stories from this weekend.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, beautiful estate, large estate, lots of places to hide, lots of different rooms.
Oh, can we tell these
lots of maybe some things that, well, the owner of the house kind of started like cracking down and being like, you couldn't go certain places. So there was like this like guest house or whatever, or like pool house that like we had all of our stuff in. That's where like the vendors could keep their stuff, but people kept wanting to go into, and then were told they couldn't go into. But the reason why they were told they couldn't go into, this is crazy stories, is that 2 girls ended up going into this room.
They were women.
They were women.
Usually
like
in their 50s,
women.
maybe 60s. Yeah.
And, so someone went in to like stand with them. It was like, okay, you guys use the restroom. We'll just be here. Like,
they weren't
when you
supposed
come
to.
out. They weren't
supposed
to be
normal.
that. They both went into the restroom together and proceeded to do, can I even say this word?
Yeah.
To do cocaine in the bathroom. I was like, I've never been at a party
that you know of
where people have done that, which is insane. So there was that. And then there was another couple.
This wasn't 2 women. This is a guy and a girl.
That like we had we had been there the night before, and so they were there or whatever. And at some point in time, I was noticing that they were being watched a little bit more closely by people. And so I was like, well, why? And so I went up to one of the people that I know, and I was like, hey, who are these people? Like, are they famous? Do I just like not know? Like, what's going on? And they were like, oh no, this is like the brother of somebody. And his thing is he brings a different guest to every event and wedding that he goes to. And then proceeds to try and have sex with them at the wedding. And so he also tried to take her in to that room and got kicked out like real quick. But I was like, the drama, like, what are we living in a reality TV show? Is that what's happening right now? Or these crazy things are happening?
Not to mention, there's another dude who came up to us. We'd gotten to know him over the last few days. Awesome. Really nice guy. He came out of nowhere though, where I was like, where are you coming from? He was like, well, I had to pee, so I went over to the bushes over there and peed in the bushes.
That happened a couple of times.
Yeah. And this was a very nice upscale black tie event. And I was like, people peeing in the bushes and everything. This is crazy.
Yeah. It was wild, but fun, but wild.
Wild, fun,
Who knows if I can say any of that, but I didn't sign anything. So.
We're bleeping it all out. For like the last 20 minutes, it's just been one boo. here we are doing the thing anyway. Let's get back to what we were talking about before I derailed us with our docuseries.
Sorry, yeah.
Did you know this happened today?
Da-na-na.
Oh, I'm excited about this week. First, I front loaded it just for you. 21 years ago, in 2003, try not to let that settle in too much. That 21 years ago was 2003, but it's true. 21 years ago, Starbucks introduces the pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, praise be. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
What are you drinking today?
I'm not drinking a pumpkin spice latte. I am drinking a pumpkin cream chai tea.
So
chai tea pumpkin cream. A chai tea.
Something.
Ice grande pumpkin cream chai.
Well, you may not know this about the PSL, as we call it. But in 2003, it was introduced by Starbucks, quickly became a cultural phenomenon
100%.
Designed to be a seasonal fall drink, of course.
Yep.
Features espresso, steamed milk, flavored with pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove, topped with whipped cream and pumpkin pie spices. If that sounds horrible to you, then you and I are probably good friends. And you're probably not a basic white woman.
Which is funny because you like those things. Like pumpkin bread, you really like pumpkin bread. And that's basically, if you added coffee to the pumpkin bread, that's like what you're drinking.
I also like coffee, but I don't like coffee flavored things. So like I like pumpkin bread, but I don't need pumpkin flavored things.
Sure.
Either way, it became synonymous with autumn and has since become one of Starbucks' most popular unpoppin' beverages.
Popular beverages. It's good.
It's good.
And
it's
it's
good.
the season, y'all, for that. So
we've got 21 years of gratitude for the
you,
pumpkin
Starbucks.
spice latte. Now, if you're not into
Big
Starbucks,
Starbies.
if you're more of a sporty person, you might want to know that today in 1961, it was the first Sunday football game played in Washington, D.C.
is that ever or just in Washington?
I believe
DC?
it's only Washington, D.C. because it's what it says. Breaking from long-standing local laws that restricted public events on Sundays, Washington, D.C. hosted its first NFL game on Sunday in 1961. Known as a, quote, blue law, these rules were intended to preserve Sundays as a day of rest and worship. However, the popularity of football and public demand led to a shift, allowing for professional sports games on Sundays, cementing football's status as part of American weekend culture.
That's right.
Isn't that crazy that at least in DC, I'm not sure if it was nationwide, there was still, even in the 60s, like, we're taking a Sabbath on Sunday to worship and rest.
I mean, it makes sense.
That's not the culture anymore.
No, not
They're
at
like,
all.
if we could add an 8th day so we could work people harder, we would.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the culture now.
Yeah, 100%.
But almost so if it's 1961, that's about 60 years ago was the first football game on a Sunday in Washington, D.C. I'm going to say in my head that it was the first Sunday football game ever because that makes it feel even more important.
I don't know. I think that's what it is. Because if it changed the culture, then that would mean that it would have had to have been the first.
What was the accent we went to there?
The first one in 1960.
Well, if you're not into lattes or sports, maybe
I'm not into sports. So
maybe you're into video games.
Yes.
Maybe you need to know that on this day, today, in 1985, Nintendo released Super Mario Brothers.
Really?
Super Mario Bros. Released by Nintendo.
Wow. I wasn't even alive.
In 1985?
Yeah.
Neither was I.
Yeah, I know. Just barely.
Just barely?
4 years later.
That's not barely.
It's more than me. Or less than mine. Yeah, closer than me.
So they released it for the NES system, which I was still too young to even have.
We had, but
I didn't have the. Well, I think my brothers may have.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
They're stepbrothers, so they had it from their last family.
Well, my brothers had it from my family. So.
Oh, and then like I missed that. I missed the Atari. Like I wasn't around for that. Or anything
I don't
like
remember
that.
the Atari, but I know that they had it.
Yeah. Anyway, they sold over 40 million copies of that, which was revolutionary for the 80s.
That's insane.
40 schmillion copies. Now, if you're not into lattes, if you're not into allergies, here's some water from my life. If you're not into lattes, not into sports, not into games, maybe, just maybe, you're into music. Because today was a big, big day for music. You want to know why, Kel?
Yeah. I couldn't guess why. I was going to say.
You were like, and then you didn't even guess. You could have been like, yes.
Yeah. You know, you're going to such crazy years that I couldn't even try to imagine, like guess.
1964 is the year.
Okay, I couldn't even guess.
60 years ago. Who can you think of a band that revolutionized music in the 60s?
Queen.
Not
Are
even
they
close.
not in the 60s? I don't know.
I believe 80s.
Oh.
Revolutionized music. 4 men came over from Europe and debuted their American TV appearance on the Ed
Beatles.
Sullivan Show. Yes! The Beatles made their first U.S. TV appearance 60 years ago on the Ed Sullivan Show. The performance
Ed
is...
Sullivan, baby.
Yeah, it's widely regarded as a pivotal moment in pop culture history, introducing... I'm telling you,
We're both really
it's
tired,
been a
so
long
sorry.
weekend. Introducing the British band to a massive American audience, sparking the phenomenon known as Beatlemania.
Beatlemania.
If you thought 40 million copies of Super Mario Brothers was impressive, how about 73 million people tuned in to watch them?
Sounds right.
73
What song did they play?
million. I'm gonna guess I Wanna Hold Your Hand.
You're probably right.
And She Loves You. I have no idea. You want to know why?
Why?
Did I also say that it was 73 million? Did I say that out
Yeah,
loud?
you did.
Wasn't sure if it was in my head. You want to know why I don't know what they played?
Why?
Because I think the Beatles sound like kiddie music. I think it sounds like baby music.
Yellow Submarine.
A yellow submarine. I want to hold your hand. She loves you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
That's what people needed.
It feels like a nail in my brain. I can't think of a Beatles song. If you eliminated the entire Beatles catalog and you could never play it again, I don't think I'd miss it for a second.
Okay, let's see.
What? You gonna quiz me?
I don't know. I'm going to choose a mix made just for you. Dismiss.
Not today, Spotify.
Not today.
Yeah, I know it's not. It's probably
Here
more.
comes the sun.
Do. That doesn't sound like a baby song. Let's learn about waking up. Here comes
I'm asking
the
if it would
sun.
change.
Nope, screw that song.
Let it be. Let
That-
it be.
That is a phenomenon of a song, not a phenomenal song, but still, like, what did we write? Let it be. Let it be. What's next? Let it be.
Let
Followed
it
by
be.
Let It Be. We're just gonna call it words of wisdom, okay? And then we'll let it be. There's not much to that.
That's true. Then there's Twist and Shout, which
No, that must have been a cover from
Yeah.
Chubby Checker or something.
in my life, I
Couldn't even tell you what that is.
And then Yes, Yesterday.
It's just something
So
away.
far away. Is that the
That
song?
sounds depressing. Yeah, no, don't need it.
Those are the top songs.
I don't understand it. And pop music, of course, was in its infancy in the 60s and was not that impressive. Not to say that it's much more impressive now.
Come Together.
Come together. When? Right now. Where? Over me.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't really know a lot of Beatles
Are you with me
songs.
on that then?
Yeah. I don't care. Except for
Pivotal
that, I
moment.
used to sing "Just Want to Hold Your Hand" to Brooklyn, and so that was one of the first songs she would kind of sing back to me
When I was in
when she was figuring out how to hold a tune.
how to hold a tune and hold a hand.
Well, she knew how to hold hands.
It's perfect. It's a
We'd
perfect.
walk, and I would just sing that to her.
Oh, not anymore. No Beatles in this family.
Every now and then she'll sing it, but I
should've-
think it's because I sang it to her. Anyways,
It's perfect. Well, those are the things of significance that happened today.
thanks, September.
Period. Hard stop.
Yeah, hard stop.
If there's anything we missed and you're like, yeah, you know what else happened? My birthday.
Happy
Tell us.
birthday.
Yeah, you know what? You don't have to tell us. Just happy birthday.
And
This is your
sorry.
birthday episode.
Sorry.
Enjoy it.
Sorry.
I got some stories for you.
Do you?
No, I didn't prepare anything. Of course I did. You want to hear the first one?
No.
You ready to jump in?
Just kidding. Yeah, I am.
You ready to wake up?
Yeah. I'm so tired.
Grab a brush and put on a little makeup.
Is that a Beatles song?
No, it's a System of a Down song.
Oh.
I would sooner
Just so you know-
lose the Beatles than System.
You should be impressed by me that I knew it was the Beatles.
Always a good
Because
start for something.
be-
You should be
You
impressed.
should be impressed because I really struggle with some of that stuff, like Metallica.
Yeah,
When did Metallica? When were they a band?
they're still a band.
I know. Recently. You want to know in my brain? The 60s, maybe the 80s.
They're
Truly.
still a band.
I know, but
They may have started in the 80s, but 90s and 2000s
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
But like I was like, oh yeah, they're like an old. They're old. They're not. It's
No.
how like Zoomers and Gen Alpha think about like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and I'm like, they're great.
Yeah, I know.
They're
it's
like,
so
they're
weird.
so old.
It is weird to get older. Do you remember when you were growing up and you would have to listen to like whatever your parents wanted to, and you're like, why are you listening to the old music? And
I
now
liked the
we're
music.
that age, and we're like,
My mom was not that. My mom was listening to like Sexy Back on the way to drop me off at high school, and like,
yeah, she was.
singing all the words. My mom and Snoop Dogg. My mom was like cool kid.
She's one of those cool moms.
Cool moms. But truly, she didn't really listen to like the old stuff. She just likes a beat.
My mom would listen to like Motown. My dad would listen to kind of like classic rock. And I was like, I
Not me.
don't understand. All of this
Yeah.
sounds like trash. Although I always did enjoy the Motown. There was a lot of artistry in that.
Yeah.
The classic rock. I just never like, I could never relate to like driving my convertible Corvette down PCH kind of
Yeah.
vibes of classic rock. Like I can't do the Eagles or even the 80s rock of
Don't
like
say
Bon
that to my
Jovi's
dad.
and all that. Yeah, no.
Huge
Can't do
Eagles
it.
fan. Yeah, we did country. Country was a big thing in our house.
Talk about
and
things
then-
I can't do.
I know, but I
Barf.
love it.
You know, my struggle right now, now that we know that all the pop artists are like, you know what's cool? Country music. We should do that. Which not
Post
everybody
Malone.
should do that. But yeah, you know I'm a big Posty fan. I can't really get behind the country stuff. Not because I'm against it, but I've listened to it and I'm like, I know it's Post. I know the lyrics are probably things that I related to before.
Storytelling,
Yeah,
yeah.
but there's something about the twang and stuff that like
Doesn't bug me
really
at all.
it just rubs me the wrong way. I have a weird relationship with music though. Like I don't like music.
It is weird though, because if I was going to pick any music that you could enjoy listening to, I would say country, because it's like the
Why?
one type of music that you cannot play when you're DJing. There's only like certain songs that you can play.
There's a reason for that though. It's because it's garbage music.
No, it's because it's not dancing music. I'm mostly here to tell stories. It's not going, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but does it have to be the same
yeah,
story every
yeah.
time? Yeah. Country is always the same
It's
thing
not.
over and over. It is. It's my dog. It's my truck. It's my girl. It's my lake. It's my beer. It's my ugh.
Those are all different things. I just need you to be clear.
Every country song has everything I just listed.
No,
All of them.
no.
Name one that doesn't.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Driving in my truck. I mentioned truck. And you have to take the wheel because you're intoxicated.
No, that's not why.
That's what that's about.
No, it's not.
I haven't heard it, but
It's
give me
Carrie
another
Underwood,
one. Hit me
and
with
it's not.
another one.
Don't take the girl. Okay, that has girl in it.
Okay, another
thought-
one.
here's the deal.
No,
I-
no, this is a
no,
perfect game.
no,
the
you
next
said-
45 minutes is going to be this.
You said
Yeah.
it had all, like every country song has all of them in there.
Yeah.
That not all of those things are in there. None of those
they
include
are.
dogs.
Look, I'm not going to go lyric by lyric, but they're all in there. No, it does have dogs in it. That's just a fact. Give me another song.
Goodbye, Earl.
Anything. Goodbye, Earl.
Something like that. Yeah. Dixie
You
Chicks.
don't even know what it's called.
Dixie Chicks singing about killing Earl, who cheated on him.
Oh, yeah. That's my woman or my man.
You didn't say my man.
Before he cheats. After he cheats.
That's Carrie
whatever.
Underwood.
I'm so sick of country music, but I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't like music.
You haven't even listened to any of it, so how could you
I
be
am
sick
a
of it?
professional
could you be
world
sick of it?
traveling DJ
Eh.
who does not like music.
What stories do you have for me today?
First story, professional world traveling DJ doesn't like music.
Shut it.
First one is this. A, quote, never event is one that professionals agree should never happen during surgery. Dash, man dies after liver removed instead of spleen. It happens more often than you think.
What?
It's how good is that headline?
It happens more often than you think.
Okay. Honestly, though, it happens way more often than I
Mm.
think. So here's the gist of it.
Yeah, normally if it's a body part on the outside, they'll put an X. They have you write an X on it.
Yeah, I've seen some people, like if it's like a body part that has a partner, like if it's a leg or an arm.
Testicle.
How would you write on a testicle? How do you put an X on that?
I know there's a Grey's Anatomy episode. That was a hard word for me to say, where they needed to do that, but there was something else, but they decided they could do both at the same time, and then they removed the wrong testicle, and so now this man could never give birth because one of them,
One of them was broken and they took out the working one?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, bro.
They got a lot of money from the hospital.
In the show, in the fictional TV show.
Yeah.
Well, this guy was not so lucky. He kept both his testes, but
And
lost.
both his kidneys?
No, he went in.
Oh, his
so
liver.
here's the deal. I don't know, him and his wife went down to Florida to check out a condo or something. While they're there, he's like, I got some bad pain in my stomach. I got to go to the hospital. And the doctors are like, don't go home. You need to get your spleen removed right now, because if you go home, it might get ruptured, and it could be dangerous.
What did they have, like a resident or like a newbie?
Doing the surgery?
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be
I
a
haven't even
resident.
gotten to the surgery part yet.
Okay.
This is just that you have to stay here
Okay.
and get a laparoscopic removal of your spleen.
Goodness gracious.
If you don't know what laparoscopic surgery is, it's usually they put, I think, 3 holes. Like laparoscopic or arthroscopic. Like I got arthroscopic surgery on my shoulder when I was a teenager.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't. But I've got like one little scar that's like 1/2 inch on the front and 2 1/2-inch scars on the back of my shoulder, because they make 3 incisions and they need to have whatever they need.
It's not
and
always
they
3.
do it.
Sometimes it's 1. Just depends.
Yeah, so a couple incisions, but it's minimally invasive. My guess, I hope I can say this. My mom had her appendix taken out and had it done laparoscopically, and I believe they just did it through the belly button.
Yeah.
So it's minimally invasive, which is great, unless it's not. He goes in to get his spleen taken out. They take out this dude's liver. In fact, it's not just that they take out the liver. The article says they accidentally sliced an artery or a vein or something. I'm not a doctor. That goes to the liver. So the dude started bleeding out on the table, and they didn't realize it. They take out what they think is the spleen. Turns out to be the liver, and the dude dies. Not like, sorry, you don't have a liver. Gone.
Because
Had a pain in his stomach, take out the wrong organ. And the doctor was like, well, his spleen was so huge that we just got it mixed up.
I know.
Turns out this doctor's done this before. Taken out the wrong organ.
And killed somebody?
I don't know if that person died. I don't know if it said that they died or not.
You know, going to the doctor is scary because you expect that they know what they're doing. But a lot of times, I mean, unless they've something that they specialize in or that they've done a ton of times, they don't.
Dude,
But they don't.
It was 2023 that he did it wrong.
Why
it
is
was
he
last
still,
year. It was
why
a year
is he
ago.
still a doctor?
So he did it wrong in this case, at the end of August. That he did it wrong in 2023. It says he mistakenly removed a portion of a patient's pancreas instead of performing the intended adrenal gland resection at the same hospital. The same hospital.
So don't go to Florida.
That stands to reason in general.
We're about to be there in a couple of weeks, so
We're
we'll
about
fly
to
home.
be there. Yeah. Check your spleen before you go. Here's the deal, though. It does happen more than you'd think. It says, according to a Johns Hopkins study, operations take place on the wrong body site 20 times a week.
That's insane.
4,044 times a year in the U.S. Somebody takes out or removes the wrong thing. we just got a bunch of dental work done. I just trusted those people. I was like, sure, I believe you. And I believe that you're going to drill the right tooth or whatever.
God. Yeah, I guess when we go in for surgery, I'm going to have to be like, can we just double check, triple check, quadruple check that we're doing the right spot?
Right? Is it correct? Who knows? So if you're going in for surgery on your testes, make sure you put an X on the correct one.
That's right.
Or anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just some helpful info for everybody.
Love it. Hate
Love it.
God, that's terrifying.
This one is sad if you're a bird lover, but I'm not. So we're going to do it anyway. For me, half of it's hilarious. Electrocuted birds are bursting into flames and starting wildfires. That's right. I have to say this, though. This is the first episode that you have been relentlessly, speechlessly shocked. But for anyone listening, it just sounds like I'm like, can you believe it?
They're hearing me gasp.
I promise Kelly is
Gasp.
in gasping shock. So here's what's happening. Have you seen birds on power lines, right? You're a human.
Is that a new song? Birds
It's
on
actually
power
it's
lines.
a Beatles record.
I know.
Where they're like one bird, two birds on the power line.
Oh
I think
my
that
God.
is a Beatles song. So
yeah, we've all seen birds on power line.
yeah, it's
Dummy.
normally not a problem. Which-
till now.
I've always wondered, to be
Thanks,
honest.
September.
Really thanks summer, because that's when it was happening. There was at least 3 times, or in Colorado this year, from July to August.
What was that word?
Which one? Colorado? Colorado?
Colorado.
Colorado. Colorado?
Colorado.
Is that wrong?
Colorado?
Colorado. I say rado.
Yeah, you also say miracle instead of miracle.
Hold on. In the miracle. Miracle? That's what I say.
It's miracle.
Miracle.
Like mirror, miracle.
Miracle. Is it? Oh, that's like the same thing as like Verdi.
Verde.
Oh, look at you all regal and
Gotta roll
elegant
that
today. Yeah, okay. So it happened in that state that involves
Colorado.
Denver and Boulder and
Colorado.
others. Yes. Between July and August, there was 3 wildfires started from a bird on a power line that got electrocuted, burst into flames, fell
Goodness
down onto some flammable
gracious.
material, and burned things down. In fact, one of them in July burnt down a house, and it said it caused a, I think, 1,100 acre fire that burned from one bird going.
Goodness. Goodness gracious.
So I've always kind of wondered, and you know, it's not like you have 2 electricians in your family that could answer this question for me, but I was like, what? How don't
Are
they
you
get
listening?
electrocuted? How don't they like what
Padding in
happens when
their
it
feet.
rains? I don't think it's that. The
The
wires
insulation
themselves.
around the wires.
Yes. So what is? I looked it up. Here's what's actually happening.
Okay.
So you know where the electric poles are, like
Yeah.
the street poles.
Yeah.
There's usually a bar on the top to make it look like a T. Like that's where the wires connect and
That
go.
is metal.
Well, there's that, and if you look at them, they usually have like little things
Spires.
that, little kind of spires. So what's happening is an insect, an arachnid, something will get in there, and a bird will be like, "Oh, lovely." Usually, they said it's usually like woodpeckers and crows.
That makes sense. I was going to say
And they'll be
gross.
like, "Oh, that's probably terrible. I'm sorry." They'll be like, "Ah!" and they'll get electrocuted and die.
This might be the episode that I have silent reactions, but this is also the episode where you have been the most with sounds.
You know,
The
I'm trying to
sound
make up
descriptive.
for the sound gap, I think.
That's good.
Subconsciously.
That's crazy, though.
So that's happening. That's kind of the gist of it. That birds are exploding and
Yeah.
catching fire and starting wildfires.
That's great.
Just another thing to be afraid of.
Not here, just in Colorado.
No, but we live in
Colorado.
fire country.
We do. We were just talking about how there hasn't been a fire here in a while, and that's great. Knock on wood.
Knock
Hopefully
on
we
something
continue.
less flammable
Also,
than wood.
I wanted to even the playing field and say, yes, I made fun of you for your 2 words that you say weird, but I too say words weird. Like, I know it's pillow, but I'm pretty sure I say pillow. Pillow.
Yeah, you're getting a little
But I'm
argy-bargy
working.
about it.
Pillow. And woof. Wolf.
Woof.
Woof. But you know who also says wolf that way?
Our daughter.
Our daughter. The
You
wolf.
also- Hawaii.
Pool.
Hawaii.
Pool. Pool. Hawaii.
Milk.
Milk.
Synesthesia.
What the heck is synesthesia?
See, she doesn't even know how to say it.
You
Sorry.
don't even know what it is.
Yeah, you just say words weird.
But you do too. I just wanted to even the playing field so no one will make fun of just
How
you. and make
kind
fun
of you.
me.
How kind. How selfless.
You're welcome.
You're such a good person.
That's how, yeah, keep it coming.
Never. Because I've got one more story for you. I was trying to rhyme it. You know how it goes.
All right. This isn't a Post Malone song. Just be you.
Meet the celebrity, which I would put in quotes, but they didn't. Meet the celebrity cast of Dancing with the Stars season 33. I bring this up because it might be time to change the name of this show.
Dancing with the Stars?
Dancing with people you may have heard of. Dancing with celebrities.
Okay, let's see how
family
many people I
members?
could actually. Let's go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Okay, so actually what this was, it started as, let me see here, blah, blah, blah. Con artist Anna Sorokin.
Anna Delvey.
It says Sorokin.
Anna Sorokin Delvey.
Whatever. To join Dancing with the Stars with ankle bracelet. This woman is still on whatever it is, parole, being monitored. I don't know.
She's
but
on
she
house
still
arrest,
has
except
an
for in
ankle
the
bracelet.
whole. She can be in the whole state of New York. And
Well,
then
they
ICE
shoot
gave
in
her
L.A.
ICE gave her permission to do the show.
We were talking about this on the drive home from Santa Barbara. I was like, why? Like, this person is a criminal.
Yeah.
She's not a star. The only reason she's
The
a star,
rehabilitation. Yeah.
it's because there was a Netflix, like it's not a
Shit.
documentary,
Yeah, a TV
but a
show or
series
whatever, yeah.
about her.
For sure.
The actress should be on Dancing with the Stars. This
Yeah,
is literally like being like, this year's season, we've got
Ted Bundy.
Charlie
Yeah.
Manson.
Yeah.
You're like, what? These aren't
it is
stars,
kind of
they're
weird.
criminals.
Yeah. It is, but she didn't kill anybody.
What did she do? Did you watch that
She
series?
stole a bunch of money from people.
So they're like, it's a white collar crime.
She faked being rich. Yeah.
I only remember her talking weird.
And she scammed. Yeah, but
Is she the yo poor person?
Yeah. Poor. Yeah, she basically like made people believe that she was rich and had a ton of money, but she didn't. And what they would do is they would go places and she didn't actually like, I don't know that she actually took money from anyone, but she'd have people like pay for everything.
If pretending to look rich and famous was a crime, I think about 80% of the people who live in Los Angeles would be in prison right now.
I know. I'm
because
just saying.
everybody is fake flexing.
Yeah. So I think she just
renting
got really
luxury
good.
cars and houses
she
for photo
convinced
shoots.
people that she was like a princess or royalty or something like that.
So she's just a pathological liar.
Yeah. And now she's on Dancing with the Stars.
Because we want to highlight how awesome she is.
Okay, next.
All right, so let's see if
everyone
there's
knows who that is. At least
anybody
everyone
else. Not everybody. So starting it off, not only do I not know who this is, I don't even know if I'm going to say their name correctly. Phaedra Parks?
should. Say it again.
Phaedra. Phaedra Parks? Phaedra Parks?
H.
I don't know who she is.
Oh, she's
Who dat?
is she she's from some reality TV show.
She's a lawyer and businesswoman who started the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that's why I
reality.
don't know.
I was like, I recognize her face, but didn't know her name.
Pass. Next up. Don't know how to say this. Danny Amendola?
Amendola. I think
Amendola?
I'm pretty sure he was on The Bachelor.
Is he? No, he's a former NFL player who won 2 Super Bowls. Does that make you a star? No.
Okay.
No.
More of a star than some of the other people, but that's okay.
Well, more of a star than our next person, Joey Graziati.
That is from The Bachelor.
I have no idea who
Am I
that
right?
is. Yep, Bachelorette. Not a star. How about another? I can't. Are these even people who live in America? Every name I haven't been able to pronounce. Alona Maher.
Yeah, she is on the Olympic rugby team.
So she's definitely American, is what you're saying. Is that what I'm hearing? So an Olympian. Is that a star? I guess.
I mean, this year I would say, yeah. Out of everyone, she at least deserves to be there.
Look, if any Olympian should be on Dancing with the Stars.
Give it to me, Steven. Give it. Yeah. Is that who you're talking about?
Who's Steven?
Oh, you're not there. Okay.
No, I want that pole vaulter.
He wasn't from the U.S. though, was he?
Doesn't have. It's not Dancing with the American Stars.
I mean, but it is an
I guess
American
I'm
TV
totally
show.
negating my point from earlier.
Yeah.
But I want him, or at least his junk, to be on Dancing with
Oh
the
my
Stars.
gosh.
That was the highlight of all the Olympics. Like he lost, but did he? Did he?
Did he? Who knows? Okay, keep him coming. Let's go.
Moving on to Chandler Kinney. This man or woman I don't know, because Chandler could go either way in terms of names. Chandler Kinney is a woman.
I don't know who that is.
She's an actress.
Oh, okay.
She was on Disney Channel. Zombies. Yeah, and it says Pretty Little Liars.
Can I see her face?
You can see her face. You recognize her?
Nor.
Me either. But at least she's on television.
Yeah.
I'll give that to her. Anna Delvey, who we mentioned, who,
Yeah.
by the way, does look phenomenal there.
I know. She does look great.
Even with her Hollywood sock on. Eric Roberts, who I only know because he was in Righteous Gemstones season 3.
Oh, yeah. I would say he's
And
a star.
he
I'm
was
sure it
actually
gives you more.
really great. Oh, I'm sure it does say more. Let's see. King of Gypsies, Star 80, Runaway Train. Doesn't say anything about
Gemstones. Of course
that.
it wouldn't.
He's the older brother of Julia Roberts.
Dang. Okay, so that's cool.
Okay, he can compete. So far we have 2 people that can
Yeah.
compete. Brooks Nader.
No.
This man or woman could go either way. Brooks.
It's a woman.
It's a woman this time. Brooks Nader is a model.
Okay.
She appeared on Sports Illustrated.
I would say that that's a star as well, just because it's not our cup of tea doesn't mean that she's not.
Are you a star?
If you're a model, yeah.
Can you name any models that are models, but not models and actors or models and hosts, just models?
You were checking out Tyra Banks.
Yeah, because I would say you're a star if you're the
I know,
host
it's
of
like
the TV
Heidi
show.
Klum.
She's a judge on something. Isn't she?
AG. I don't think that is that Heidi Klum, AGT?
I don't know. I don't watch any of that.
I don't know. But I would say that they're models who then took their career to the next level.
Yeah, and the next level was Dancing with the Stars.
But it's not my cup of tea. Like, I'm not really into models and stuff like that, but some people are.
I just realized something.
What?
I probably shouldn't be doing this.
Why?
Because I did the rap party for last year's Dancing with the Stars, and there's a good chance I might be doing it again this year. Moving on to our next person, our next story. No. This one I would say yes. I don't know the name, but I know the face. Reginald Vell-Johnson.
Is he a football player? No, he's an actor. He's an actor.
He was Carl Winslow, the dad on Family Matters. He was also in Die Hard and Die Hard 2. If you saw his face, you would be like, I recognize him.
Yeah.
So he can do it. I did not know this woman's face, but I do know her name. Tori Spelling.
Oh, yeah. She was on 90210.
Did you meet her when you were on 90210?
You know what's funny? She was there one of the days, but I did not meet her. She was somewhere else. Like, she was...
in her trailer, trying not to talk to the
I think she was
like
farther
us.
back in the thing, because Shannon Doherty was there.
Oh, rest in peace to Shando.
It's okay. She was fine.
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
I know her friends thought she was really nice, but she wasn't particularly nice that day on set.
Yeah, it is what it is. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tori Spelling, we can give it to her. Jen Tran.
She is the Bachelorette.
Boo. Dwight Howard, professional basketball player.
Yeah, he's really, really tall.
You know, they tend to be the basketball players.
I've seen some of this, but his partner is only 5'3".
Oh, that's going to be awesome. He's going to be throwing her up in the air and stuff. It's going to be so good.
Danielle.
And then your boy.
Steven Edorosic. Yeah.
All right, tell us who he is, Kel.
He's the pommel horse Olympian who won bronze.
Oh, but that's not the whole story.
He's the guy that we all watched, that everyone wanted.
Why did we all watch him, Kel?
Because he had his glasses on, he'd take them off, and then he'd go on the pommel horse.
Boy, we're really getting almost all the pieces of the story. This dude is almost like totally blind, apparently, without his glasses. Yeah. He like can't see. So he takes off his glasses, which is basically like blindfolding yourself and then doing the pommel horse. That's the story.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. You said nothing about it. You're like, he takes his glasses off and he's a gymnast.
I think he's going to do a really good job this year.
I agree. I don't know if he can dance, but I'm sure some of those skills, some of those soft skills.
Well, he's really strong. So he has like the arms. He could do the lifts. He could do which aren't always allowed, but he can do the lifts. He can do different things. And he's been put with Riley, who this will be her second year on Dancing with the Stars, but she's great.
I don't know who any of these people are.
I know you don't,
but
you don't watch
you.
Dancing with the Stars. And of course, our friends are back judging. Derek Huff's back judging. Jules Huff is back hosting.
All people we know. At least I know them.
That's true.
At least I know the people judging and hosting this
show. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun year. You should watch it this year with me.
Moving on.
You should.
Maybe we will. Maybe we'll have some watch parties so you can keep telling me who's who. Because clearly I have no idea who
it is fun to watch, but I'm not going to make any predictions, but I can already predict who the first like 2 or 3 people will be that'll probably leave. But I want to see them all dance first. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it right now.
Come on. No, give me the 2 that you think will leave first and the 2 that you think will be potentially the winners.
I'd have to see all the people.
Done deal. I think, let's see. There was one person on that list where I was like, this person is going second, number 1.
Listen,
Dwight Howard's not going to be there that long.
Tall people on the show have a really, really, really hard time.
Yeah.
Because dancing, like, ballroom dancing wasn't made for tall people. And like, it's all about like your frame and how high you can hold your frame. And because his partner is so short, they're really going to struggle with that this year. Do you like how much I know? So I think he's going to have a hard time. They also have a hard time with their feet. Basketball players are a little bit different because they do have to move a lot.
I think
this
he's gonna
guy,
be out soon.
Unfortunately, Reginald Vell-Johnson
from Die Hard, he's going to be gone early on.
And Eric Roberts will probably be gone pretty early on.
Who knows though? He could be like an old song and dance man from the day.
But Reginald will probably have a hard time. I think while Anna Delvey looks amazing, I think she's going to suck.
She's too busy conning people to be a good dancer.
Yes.
She's going to be out of there.
The Bachelor
all the Bachelor
is
contestants are going to be gone. Bachelor and
the girls
Bachelorette.
Tend to do really well, actually, on the show.
I think they just get the votes.
No, but they tend to be pretty good on the show. Okay.
All right.
You have a couple of Bachelorettes, one who won, or a couple who almost won, and a couple that won. So like they do a really good job. Phaedra Parks will be like in the middle. This guy,
Danny Amendola,
will be gone quite quickly.
Well, those are the hot takes.
And I do think that Patrick Nedorowski and Iona Maher,
The two Olympians.
I think they'll go pretty far. I say
agree.
that because there's a lot of strength and a lot of core that goes into dancing and really holding good frames. So it's not just about you have to have rhythm and have to look good while dancing too, but you really have to have a strong core and just a strong body in order to hold some of these shapes or hit some of your marks. Yeah. And I do think that they'll do a good job on that if they have rhythm. But I'll know after the first episode, I'll be able to be like, oh, wow.
I have a feeling that Stephen, the Olympian, will have rhythm. But
I don't think he's going to have rhythm,
Alona, she's a Olympic rugby player.
Yeah, I still think
so I put her in the category of all the other like athletes who play sports like that.
And I think Tori Spelling will probably do okay.
Well, we'll see because we're gonna watch every episode.
You'll know after the first episode. I get a really good feel, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
all right.
We shall see. But until then,
I'm a big fan. Can you tell?
I know you kind of buried the lead a little bit, and now you're showing all your cards.
I do like Dancing with the Stars because I do think it's fun to watch. But I really like the dancers, and they're bringing back Whitney Carson, who I love. Whitney Carson, she's one of my favorite professional dancers. She took the last year off, maybe last 2 years, but she's back.
You would have loved the party that Troy threw that I DJ'd a couple of years ago for Jules Huff.
I know I would have had a blast.
Because there was a lot of the dancers from the show there.
Yeah, I mean, I met a lot of the dancers at the Huff wedding as well.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of them there.
Yeah.
Some of them are missing.
Yeah, because Jenna is my favorite, and she was just up for an Emmy and didn't win it, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, she was lovely.
Yeah, she was so nice, so lovely.
Anyway, we got a little bit of time left. Let's unpop some pins.
Sure.
What do you think? Kelly, would you describe yourself as a desserty girl?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What's your favorite?
Tiramisu.
What's your okay? How about like at home normal dessert?
Cookies.
Yep. But
Ice
what
cream.
do you have more of?
Cookie dough ice cream.
Ice cream. We got it. First
Tillamook.
try. Dude, what is up with you and Tillamook?
I like the creaminess.
That stuff
of
is
it.
mostly like air. It's not great.
We should do an ice cream taste test.
Check it out. It'll be up on our TikTok at
But
It's Hardly Working.
I like the creaminess of it because I don't like hard ice cream. Like I like it to be a little creamy, a little melt in your mouthy, a little yum. And they have good cookie dough. I think Tillamook has good cookie dough.
They do have good cookie dough. I'm just not a fan of that like double churned extra creamy.
I like it a lot.
No, it's not for
I
me.
like it a lot.
It's not for me.
Well, that's fine. You don't have it more for me.
But that's the thing. You need more of it because you love it so much. So I need to get your professional opinion, your Olympic level opinion on this.
Okay.
Ice cream should be eaten with a fork.
Hell no.
Why?
Who are you, crazy psycho person?
Why is that so outrageous to you?
Because the whole point of ice cream is that you like eat the ice cream and then you can take the spoon and sip up all like the sweet milk at the bottom.
You don't want to just like tip the bowl up and then stick your tongue in there like an anteater?
That's not what ladies do.
Is it not?
Is it not?
Here's what they said. When you eat ice cream with a spoon, you have to put the whole spoon all the way in your mouth, resulting in a metallic kind of taste from the metal of the spoon.
Are you a crazy person who puts a whole spoon in your mouth?
You don't put a whole spoon in your mouth?
No.
How? It's not that hard.
But also, you don't have to. If you don't like the taste of that, don't do it. It's that easy.
I guess a metal... Okay, whoa. I just realized something.
I like to take smaller bites of my ice cream too. Sorry, yes.
I'm trying to think of a restaurant to give you an example of. I was thinking Chipotle, but sometimes there's restaurants that serve things in like metal or like foil containers.
Sure.
And they give you a plastic fork, and that's great. But if you take it home and then eat it, and you're like, I'm going to use a regular fork.
Don't do it.
Why?
Because you get the metal on metal.
The metal on metal metallic taste. So I could see if they're using a metal bowl,
Idiots.
like a psycho,
Just kidding.
then maybe that would make sense. But you think that's ridiculous.
Why would you put the whole spoon in your mouth? Just take a smaller bite.
That's your problem with it?
I just don't know why you would eat it with a fork if you're like the metal, because you just put the whole thing. I'm like, do the same thing with a fork, number one. Number two, just take a smaller bite, because why do you want to go through your ice cream that quickly? Enjoy it. Take it as a moment of like,
but that's the
enjoyment.
That's the thing. I think you can. I think they will make the argument that you can enjoy it more easily on the tip of a fork, because they continue. If you use a fork, you can easily spear a chunk of ice cream and have it so the ice cream is in a bite-sized chunk at the end of the fork.
Is your ice cream like freezer burned and so you have to spear it?
Maybe.
Because mine is nice and soft and yummy and wonderful. And
It's
spoon is
too
just
soft.
Fine. No.
It is like
What's your
scooping
perfect ice cream?
pudding. My perfect ice cream?
Yeah, like perfect ice cream brand.
It's probably a tie between Haagen-Dazs and Ben and Jerry's.
Haagen-Dazs.
Except for vanilla, which I would give to, I think it's Breyers. I don't know if it's Breyers or
But vanilla
Dryers because I
bean.
mix them up. Yeah, the
But they're
classic
very
vanilla.
different.
I'm not talking about
Breyers ice cream.
Yeah, it needs to be white, not yellow, and it needs to have the little flecks of the vanilla bean in there, which we just saw how vanilla was extracted. It's not a very glamorous process. Seems like a pain. That's why it's so expensive.
In the arse.
Well, Kelly's saying no to your weird forkness. Use a spoon for that
Are you
ice
forking
cream.
kidding me?
Oh, you know what? I thought I didn't put this in here, and that's
But you
why I
did.
talked to you about it in the car. But I did put it in, so
it to me.
we'll do it. The only reason flip phones aren't trendy is because Apple has not made one.
I said yes,
I think it's stupid.
but
I
it doesn't
disagree.
mean okay. Quick, I said yes, that's true, but it doesn't mean I'd want it if Apple made it.
That's a good point.
Like just because Apple makes it, I think it'd be more trendy. Doesn't mean it would be my type of trendy.
I don't want a screen, whether it be, I suppose it'd have to be some type of plastic because glass can't break. I don't know the science behind it. I don't want to have my device's screen foldable.
Yeah.
It like gives me anxiety thinking of the pressure that it's putting. And is it bending? Is it always going to have a weird seam and line?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. That sounded weird. Here's the thing. I said this to you in the car. Like, I don't mind the size of my iPhone. I don't need it to be folded in half. That doesn't make it better. And doubling the thickness of it, like a giant makeup compact or something, that doesn't help it fit in my pocket. I don't understand the use case for making phones fold again.
Yeah.
Like I remember I saw some people, we worked with some people who had those giant like Samsung ones that fold out into like a mini tablet. And they're like, it's great.
The pixels or whatever.
It looked bad every time.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was not
That's why we
good.
don't have it.
So I friggin' disagree. But this one, I agree with.
Okay.
If we're forced to watch ads, we should be allowed to comment on them.
Yep.
I think comment culture is terrible and awful in some ways, and I think there's some areas that really need it. Zillow needs a comment section to hold these realtors accountable. I literally saw a Zillow for a house in our area that was like, this cozy home is ready for a first-time buyer to put their love and attention into this luxury block. The house had been set on fire. It was missing a ceiling, a roof, the floors you could fall through. Like this quaint, cozy little thing.
I was gonna guess. I was gonna say that's a fixer-upper if you've ever heard of it.
It's not
this
only
cozy house looking for a first home buyer to really put their own touches into it. It's
so
like
much opportunity to make it your own.
So it's a flipper.
It's nothing. It's half of a house because half of it's burnt down. Presumably by a bird who got electrocuted, caught fire, and then landed on the roof.
That's only in Colorado.
I don't think it's only. But anyway, I think certain things do deserve a comment section because some people need to be held accountable. I think ads is not a bad place. Not only because, well, here's an interesting thing. Like on TikTok, you can leave comments on most ads.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, they're always bad. No one's like, where do I get this? They're always like, where do you get off?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? It's never good. But I do think that there is an opportunity for even advertisers to learn if their stuff is working or not. So I think you should be able to comment on ads.
I mean, you kind of get to. I think about on YouTube, and they ask you, what brands have you heard of and which would you buy from?
But that's a survey.
Yeah,
you can't leave a comment.
I know, but it's kind of it's still commentary. You're still commenting on whether you'd buy from them or like the ad or have heard it.
I was telling Ashley May about that the other day. She's like, oh, you're so sweet that you fill out the surveys. I never do that. She's like, why? Why do you do it? And I was like, well, because I think like if I fill out the survey, I'll get less ads. And she's like, I don't think that's the case.
I think they give you more, but that's my thought process.
But here's sidebar on ads. I don't mind ads when they are targeted for me. If I'm like, ooh, I could use that. I like that better than like sometimes YouTube will give us ads that are like in Spanish for things that don't apply to us at all.
You're like, that's
and I'm
not
like,
me.
Now I'm just sitting here burning 30 seconds.
True. Or I'm like, you don't need to sell me avocados. I already buy them.
That's right. That's what the survey should say. Like, hey, if we
Done.
showed
Already
you
did
more
it.
ads for avocados, would you buy more or stay the same?
Already do.
Stay the same.
Stay the same.
Done. Here's how I feel about this too. Like on TikTok is a great example. I like that the algorithm shows me things that I'm interested in, including ads. I want to be able to be like, more of this, please. Or I never need to see this dog food
They're always
ad
listening,
because
don't
I
worry.
don't have a dog. You know what I mean?
But it thinks we have a dog because sometimes we have dogs over at our house, so it's confusing.
But even on TikTok, they have a little thing on ads where you can, like, if you know where to find it, you can hit not interested, which, as far as I can tell, lets the algorithm know that you want to see it 10 times more than you saw it. It's like, we're going to give it to you harder now.
You don't want to see it? Well, here it is.
Yeah.
On repeat.
Doubling
Go,
up.
go,
I also heard
go.
this story, I guess a couple months ago, people were unfollowing the Kardashians because, I don't know, we had a moment of group sanity or something.
No one cares about them? What?
There was something happening and they were like, if we all unfollow them, they'll lose their livelihood. I can't remember. Do you remember something about this?
No, I don't follow the Kardashians at all. I'm surprised that you even knew that was going on.
I read a lot of stories for the show.
I just don't care.
I read a lot of stories for the show.
Yeah.
But anyway, everyone kept saying as soon as they started unfollowing them, they were immediately pushed ads by them. So like the number of Kardashian ads for whatever their products or shows are, like, was flooded. Almost as if, it was cause and effect.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, commenting on ads. Yeah, bring it back.
Bring it back. Sure.
Bring it back.
Sure.
It's really fun to show old ads to Brooklyn. I may have talked about this on the show. I really like showing her old infomercials.
How do you know that?
Occasionally I'll show them to you too. Like, I'm such a sucker for as sold on TV gadget. Did you have, like, at the mall growing up, did you have an as seen on TV store? What? Did you?
We grew up in the same area. So if you had one, so did I.
Yeah, but not in the. I grew up all over. I had like 5, 6
There
different
were like 2
places.
malls in the valley.
Well, did you?
Yes, we did.
Was it in Laughlin? Because I feel like Laughlin would have one of those.
They did.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
They
I
did.
always was so excited,
This
but
guy.
also felt really cheated because I was like, the ad said you can only get it on TV.
And now there's an as seen on TV shop.
Right.
We don't buy. My mom would go buy stuff every time. I feel like.
I love it. I'm
you,
a
Mom.
sucker for that.
But you guys are made for each other.
Me and your mom, she would say that. She would tell you that.
I know.
And so would I. I sent Kelly an egg cracker. You put like an egg in a little contraption.
Cracks it for you.
Like pierces it and opens it. Perfect eggs every time. No more shells. I think I'm also like designed to be a pitch person too. So like I think I have an affinity for it. It's an audio podcast. You have to use words. No
I'm
one knows that
listening
you're
to
just
you.
shaking your head at
Shake
me.
head. SMH.
I need more from you today.
SMH.
I need more.
SMH. Shake my head.
But I loved when I would go into those stores because I was a sucker for it. Do you remember any products that you bought or your mom bought?
A bacon cooker. Where
The
you
bacon wave?
Yeah. And you put it in the microwave to cook it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, even I have lines. I wouldn't have gotten the bacon wave.
We did.
I'm too afraid of botulism and salmonella poisoning and food poisoning in general to cook bacon any other way than on the stovetop.
Well,
maybe in the oven.
We tried it. I don't remember the outcome.
I'm pretty sure your family still has the bacon wave.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it in box.
Probably.
Mint condition.
Yeah. There's other things I know. I just don't know that I could tell you what those other things are.
Let me give you a few that I had.
Okay.
The quick chop. Not the slap chop that it has the arm and goes
we
down.
have that. But that was a very chilly thing. Like chili cook-off thing. It's like we have one at home.
We still have one, yeah.
Yeah, because it was a gift from the Rotary. So like
No, wait, that one wasn't. No, wait, what? The metallic one we have? If you don't know what we're talking about, it's this like small, almost like a small plunger looking thing that you put vegetables or garlic, whatever you want to chop underneath this circle. And then you push down the little button on the top, which is like, it's like not a button. It's like 4 inches of almost like a plunger mechanic.
Like
it's a spring loaded kind of thing. And it pushes down. Look, I didn't read the copy for it. I don't have the perfect pitch here. Pushes down like razor sharp blades that also
to cut that are in like a zigzag.
It looks like a
in a
waveform or like 2 W's together or something.
And it rotates every time you push it down.
Yeah, so
because it's cutting your onions or your bell peppers or whatever.
It's so awesome.
Mostly onions.
That one I got as a child too.
We had forever.
Yeah, we still have it.
We have one.
Did you have the perfect pancake?
No.
Oh, it was so great. It was like a waffle iron in the sense that it was 2 things that were hinged and you could kind of drop the top down.
And you'd flip it.
And you'd flip it. But it's not just for pancakes. I don't know if you know this. You can also cook perfect eggs in it,
You're ridiculous.
which I tried to do as a kid.
Listen.
Can I tell you real fast?
Yeah.
I put the egg in. You're supposed to do it
With the egg cracker. With no shells.
With the egg cracker. No shells. 0 shells. And then you're supposed to let it cook, and then you flip it over because it'll do the other side. I do that. I close the top. I flip it over. Boom, right out the side. It flew right out the side, onto the counter,
Fully
onto
cooked?
the wall. No, like half cooked.
I just wasn't sure.
I hadn't flipped it yet. So not so good on the perfect pancake. But they did have a pancake like dispenser where you filled it up and you're like, and it give you the perfect pancake
we didn't have that
amount.
Either.
That
My
one
mom
was
is going to be
legit.
like, we had all of that stuff. I just don't remember it. But no, I don't remember having
Did
that.
you have the ShamWow?
Probably.
I think I had something like that. It was like a small handkerchief sized, I wouldn't call it a towel. It was kind of a rubber material and it absorbed a ton of water.
Probably.
And then you had to
squeeze
it out.
Yeah.
Did you have OxyClean?
Of course.
Mighty Putty?
Don't know.
Did you have those markers that were like rainbow and you could do like cool zigzag designs with colors?
Hell yeah.
Well, tune in for maybe Hardly Holidays. We'll go through like a segment of.
I'm just going to color one whole episode of Hardly Holidays.
You're going to, oh, yeah. Like Allison did with.
But I'll talk. But mostly color. But I'll talk.
That's good. Well, if playing video games with you is any indication, you will be silent the entire time. Anyway, whoa, we totally digressed. We totally lost track of what we were talking about. Do you remember what we were talking about?
You asked if I had a as seen on TV thing.
How did we get there though?
I don't know.
Me either. I was like Dancing with the
Unpop a
Stars.
Pin?
I think it was ads and stuff.
Oh yeah, are there more on Papa Pins or is that it?
There's one more that we can just close it out with because
Sure.
I like the lighthearted.
And I'm pretty tired. It's time for a nappy.
What? No one could tell. You're so gregarious.
Tired.
Last one,
Yeah.
and I think we disagree on this one.
Oh God.
Sprinkles on
Argument.
the outside rim of milkshake
No.
shakes is the dumbest thing ever.
No. I don't need anything on the outside of my milkshake.
Oh, we actually agree on that.
yeah,
then.
I don't need it. It's
But
just a
you always
waste.
try to take me to these places with outrageous milkshakes. Remember at D23 at Disneyland,
Oh, yeah.
you took me to a milkshake place that
Not
had
just
like
you.
an
I
entire
took the whole
cheesecake.
team. I took the whole team.
Yeah, to this place that had a cheesecake on top of your milkshake.
Yeah.
That's
Black tap.
outrageous.
Crazy shakes.
Yeah, I think it's too much. I think it looks great on social media. It looks
Yeah, it looks really
beautiful.
cool. And I understand why you do it. I just don't need it. Mostly because I don't like sprinkles.
Yeah, yours actually had like a Oreo
Oreo.
ice cream sandwich on top.
It was too much.
We threw it away.
No, Sasha took it.
I thought we threw it away.
Sasha took it.
Sasha took it.
She may have thrown it away after that, but she definitely took it.
And it wasn't even that great.
No, listen, I think it's so fun to do stuff like that. They have schmoozies in Disney, in California Adventure, DCA.
What's a schmoozy?
It's a place called Schmoozies that also has crazy milkshakes that I got with Hannah and Andy.
Crazy milkshake.
Yeah, I got Hannah, Andy, and Brooklyn, and I went there one time. We got like a vanilla cake when it had like a slice of vanilla cake on there. Okay, Schmoozies. But then Black Tap also has them. I think it's so fun to go and get it and be like, wow, this is insane and crazy. But I hate sprinkles and I don't eat them. Unpop a Pin. I don't like sprinkles.
Wow.
I don't need more. I don't like them. I don't like the flavor.
I like sprinkles. The flavor is whatever. I think they're so fun. I like the
think they're
multicolored ones.
I think they're so fun.
But they don't need to be on the edge of a glass.
I just don't eat them on anything. I think
Period?
they're so fun. And I'll decorate cookies with them and I'll do all that stuff. I just don't like the taste of them. It's like chalky.
I really thought you were going to disagree because I know you're in love with the wacky milkshakes, but I'm so proud of us for being on the same page.
Now put cookie crumbles on the side of my milkshake and I'll be like, yum, yum, yum.
Turn into the Cookie Monster or something.
Cookie. I don't know what he says. I have no idea.
I know. I was trying to think of it too. I have no idea. It's been. I don't think I was really a Sesame Street.
I was
kid.
not.
I was.
I mean, my
little
mom
bit.
would probably
I've
say
seen
it was,
Yeah, but that's all. Well, those are all. I mean, I've got millions of more stories in a pop of pins, but we have gone over an hour. It's a full dose of hardly working.
It's nap time.
It's snap time for Cal. But before that, anything you're looking forward to this week?
Yeah, I have a couple of fun events coming up this weekend that I'm really excited for. So long as I can keep my anxiety down.
Yep. I will be hosting a gala. I will be DJing an after party on the same day. Kelly will be doing an event that we'll talk about next week in the morning, and then coming back to another event that's already running for her. Someone's running it to do another event for the after party that I'm DJing. It's
a busy week
gonna be a
day,
wild
one
one.
day. But I'm really, really, really excited about both of them and especially about the first one. And I'll tell you more about it next week.
I can't
or
wait.
You can follow me on my Instagram at BMBL Booth because I'll probably be posting about it there. Or It's Hardly Working, whatever you want.
Yep. All the places and spaces. Check us out. It's Hardly Working, Instagram and TikTok. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful week and that you spend most of your time hardly working. Bye. You went so low that time.
I did it on purpose.